Hi, we'll get started around like maybe like 7:02ish or 7:03ish. We'll just wait a little bit longer. Really quickly, John, are you able to admit people into the meeting?
Wait, what did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Are you able to like admit people into the meeting?
I think you're the owner of this meeting, are you not?
Oh, well, I just want to make sure, like,
You can turn that
it's like,
setting off if you want.
yeah, I think I might.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a setting that allows me to just have it to you, so I'll just have it like this for now. Okay, I tried putting Archie, click the link goes into name down. Drew, do you have a question?
Yeah. So when you're making a hammer, does it have to be specific numbers, or
Okay,
do you just like put it like whatever kind of shape and size you want for the hammer?
oh, that's what I'm getting into. Okay, so, oh wait, I think someone needs to get muted. Okay, so last week, right, we just went over, I believe, exercise 5 and some of the beginning 3D tools, right? Just like understand those. But now that you guys like have like understand how to use like the basics of 3D tools, right? We're just gonna like let you guys free and kind of see how you guys do on just like making something by yourself. So for this one, you guys don't have any set measurements. You guys could look them up if you do really want them, but you guys can just like. So I'm just gonna like for the beginning of this class, right? I'm just gonna like look up a reference photo and just like try making what I think a hammer would be, right? Your reference photo doesn't have to be the same, and it can be like any form of a hammer. It's just like a basis as like something simple. But yeah, you guys can do whatever you want for this project, but I'm just gonna like base it off this one. And I'm just gonna
And
call
also,
it
does it
guesstimate.
have to be 3D?
Yeah, for this one, it's going to have to be 3D. I know a lot of people weren't at the last lesson, so I'm just gonna go over like really quickly some basic 3D tools. Okay. So I want to start off by drawing a rectangle in the center. Just really quick, I'm gonna check. You guys can see my screen, right? Like my on-screen screen.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Okay. So I drew a rectangle. So the first tool I'm gonna use is the extrude tool, and you can see it right over here. And this one's pretty simple. You can go either up or down to make this cube 3D. And some other like aspects you can change about this is symmetric. When you want to make it that it extends off both parts of the plane equally, this can be helpful in certain drawings, and I think especially in exercise 5. So that is very helpful. So I'm just going to extrude this too symmetrically, right? Something else that we can do with 3D shapes, right, is you can see how this part is like highlighted in orange. So instead of making a sketch on a plane, we can also make sketches on faces of 3D objects. So I'm just going to make a circle over here, the diameter of 1. And one more part of the extrude tool is you can use it to remove parts. So you guys can see how it says remove over here. And just like that, I can make a 1-inch hole inside the cube. Does anybody have any questions about the extrude tool? Alright, I'll move on to the revolve tool now then. Alright, so for the revolve tool, it's a little bit more special. So I'm gonna make a sketch on the right plane, and I'll draw a circle at this point right here, diameter of 1. Right. For the revolve tool, what you need is a face. So you guys can see how like this is like filled in, right? And it's like um it's gray as opposed to, let's just say I just have a set of lines over here, right? You guys can see how it's white and it's not filled in until I fully close the shape. So you need to have something like that. And then you need to have a line, which I made right over here. I just made like a vertical construction line. Might be a bit hard to see. But anyways, you want to click the faces that you want to revolve. And then it's going to show up right here, but like don't get worried. And then click the revolve axis part to highlight the line that you want to revolve these two against. And essentially it kind of just like turns them around like 360 kind of. It's a little bit weird, but like once you guys start getting used to it, it will be a little bit easier. One of the main ways that we use the revolve tool is, let me just make a sketch real quick. We can see it in the pulley sketch from last time, but once again, I know a lot of you guys weren't here, so I'm just going to go over it again. We can use it to make a sphere, right? Because if we take this half of the circle, right, and then we revolve it around the middle line, we can use that to make a sphere because it's going fully around that line. It's like turning it and turning it and turning it. Wait, let me see if I can show you guys. Yeah, okay. So it starts off at this face right here, and then it's slowly turning it around that revolve line. That's how this tool works. Okay. Yeah, just like that. And now I'm just gonna go back to the square I had before, because I want to show you guys some other tools. Just quickly, do you guys have like any questions on everything I've showed so far? I know it's like a lot right now. Okay. If you guys don't have any questions right now, just feel free to ask them when you guys are working on this hammer project. Okay. Some other things. This is mainly just for like accents and just like, I mean, a lot of drawings have this, but like for the most part, it's just to make it kind of look better. Okay, no, I'm not gonna say it like that. It has a lot of use in some cases, but personally, as like a hobbyist, when I'm just like drawing random stuff, I just use this to like add an extra layer of depth to my drawings or 3D designs. But okay, so first there's the chamfer tool, right? So it essentially cuts like a 45-degree piece triangle off the corner, so it kind of makes a beveled edge. You can see like I can make it have a bigger chamfer. Oh, I can't go 5 inches. I can go 1 inch versus like see how big that is, because it's going 1 inch from here to there and 1 inch from the corner to that area. For now, I'm just gonna keep it at like 0.2, which it was at before. And then another one that we can use is fillet, which is basically like around it rounds the edge rather than just like cutting it off at like a straight angle. Okay. I'm gonna use one more tool. You guys don't have to use this one, but like I'm just gonna use it in my hammer just because I feel like it'd make it look a little bit better. But I'll just show it to you guys because I'm gonna be using it. But yeah, also there's a plane tool in the top like rightish corner. It kind of just looks like a square with like another square in like the top right corner. But if you click that and then you click on pre-existing plane, like let's for say for example the front plane, right plane, or top plane, right? We can use it to make an offset of a plane. And you guys might be thinking like, what could you like ever use this for, right? So personally, and also not just personally, you guys can use the plane tool to do something called a loft. So you guys don't have to use this, but I'm just gonna use it because I feel like it would make the hammer look a little bit better. But essentially, I got kicked off the drawing. Essentially, what a loft does, it takes the selected face. Like you need to select two faces to do the loft, and the two faces need to be a certain distance apart from each other. I think someone needs to be admitted into the meeting. Hello, we're just working through the like just a couple different 3D tools. You're gonna see it, and I'll explain it as I'm going through the hammer drawing, which is essentially just like letting you guys run free with the tools that we've learned so far. Anyways, for loft you need two faces, so that's one selection of the face, and I'm gonna click the loft tool, which is right up here, and as you guys can see, it kind of like turns that first face into the second face over the course of the distance between the two faces. So that can be pretty helpful in what I'm doing, especially like in this part right here. But there are obviously multiple ways to do anything in 3D design. I'm not sure if that's a question. Yeah, Drew, do you have a question?
Sorry, could you just show me that again? I was just looking. I was just gonna open the Onshape document. I
Yeah,
didn't
of
see what
course.
you were doing.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. I need to make another plan. Okay. So, as I said before, you don't really need to use this tool, but personally, I just feel like this tool helps a lot in many different circumstances. I'm gonna choose a weird place to keep the circle this time, just to, like highlight what it actually does. But essentially, a loft tool, right? It takes one face and transforms it into the other face. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna make another part studio for the hammer. Does someone have a question? Oh, I'm just missing that. Alright, let me go back. Alright, I'm just gonna make another part studio to start making the hammer. Okay. You guys can follow along. Oh wait, I think I accidentally duplicated it. My bad. Give me a second. But yeah, you guys can just make like a new document. You guys don't really have to make a new part studio, but yeah, okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna start making the hammer. You guys can follow along what I'm doing, or you guys can like come up with whatever idea that you guys want to make for a hammer. Like you guys can make like Thor's hammer. You guys can make like a blacksmith hammer. But for now, I'm just choosing like a simple hammer, just so I can work it through with you guys. All right, let's see what this hammer looks like. Okay. I feel like the simplest part is to start off with this top part right over here. So I'm gonna first tackle this part with like the two spikes coming off of it. So just gonna try make a rectangle with proper dimensions. This is like kind of the tough part about 3D modeling, but you guys just need to like come up with like dimensions with proper proportions so it just doesn't look weird. But other than that, there's not really too much to it. Alright, let me see. I'm gonna make gonna make let's just say, oh, does someone have a question?
Yeah, when I clicked sketch, it wasn't working. Like I click sketch and it says sketch one. It says sketch a plan. Oh, never mind, it's working.
Okay, that's fine.
It was saying that it wasn't loading correctly or something.
Oh yeah, sometimes Onshape like kind of crashes a little bit, but yeah, you just gotta be patient with it. Okay, and then I'm gonna extrude that 1 inch. I might go a little bit fast, so tell me. You guys can just tell me to slow down if you guys think I'm going a bit too fast at any moment. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna try making the spikes, right? So, let's think about how we can make the spikes. So, one way I could try making the spikes is I could just make like a big arc and like connect it to this original piece and then have it like that, and then I could just like cut it. I think I'll do that. Okay. Okay, so we have this part over here. Wait, let me just change the dimensions because I kind of just changed what I was in. Perfect. Alright, and now sketch on the front plane. Okay, one thing that's also pretty useful is the use tool. So you can click this box over here. This is a 2D tool, right? And essentially what this tool allows you to do, it lets you get bases from other objects that's not in that sketch, right? So using the use tool, right, instead of just like having to like copy the full box to get the dimensions of the box over here, I can just use the use tool. I can click it, and then now even without part one, I have those dimensions just instantly made. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna start using arcs, and this is just my design preference, but I want that to be tangent to that. Just like that. And I want that part to be tangent to that as well. Now I'm just gonna kind of like, yeah, that feels about right. 1.9. Like as you guys can see, I'm not really using exact dimensions. I'm just doing what kind of feels right. And then I need to make sure to make it symmetric, so it's on both sides. And just like that, I have like the basis for the 2 spikes. But as you guys can tell, I'm missing like that little wedge in the middle of them, like right there. So I'm just gonna make that really quickly. So I'm gonna make it by creating a kind of like a spike. So once again, I'm gonna use the use tool so I can like build off of this line right here, and then I'm gonna create a line there. And then since it needs to be even on both sides, right? And I'm too lazy to like give it exact dimensions, I'm just gonna use the mirror tool. Oh shoot. I'm just gonna use the mirror tool to ensure that it's perfectly symmetrical against both sides. And then from there, I can choose whatever dimensions I like. 0.1. And then I'm gonna move this a little bit up. And then I'm just gonna make it not 0.1. I'm just gonna make it 1. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna turn off part 1 so I can see a little bit better. And then symmetric, move. And if it gets red when you're trying to remove something, it usually helps just click merge with all right here at the bottom, right? And just like that, I got the 2 spikes for my hammer. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Now continuing on. What do I want to do next? Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can try to get this part right here done. Okay. So for that part, this is where I was thinking of using a loft. Okay. Yeah, I'm using loft. Okay. This might be a bit hard for you guys, so if you guys are thinking of like using what I have here as like inspiration, I'd recommend like watching the video that we're gonna post about this very soon, like many times, because using the loft tool is like really hard for me at first, and you guys might have a bit of trouble with it. But obviously, or if you guys are feeling fine in it, that's okay. Oh, someone have a question.
What tool do you use to make it 3D?
Like, what do you mean exactly?
Like, it was first 2D and then you made it 3D. How did you do that?
Okay, I'll kind of show you a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna sketch on this plane, right? This stuff is kind of in, so I'm just gonna like do it like that. Alright, so just like imagine this was like one of the regular planes that you have, right? So I'm gonna make a circle here using use tool. I'm just gonna put it in the center of this.
Wait, how did you get to that?
Don't worry about it. Just like imagine that this was
No,
like
how'd you get to plane 1?
I created a plane before.
Also, you have to create a plane in front of that?
Yeah, but you don't have to do it. You guys can like sledge hammer. There's a TV series called Sledgehammer. Okay, sorry. You guys 3D design could be like as simple as like a sledgehammer, right? I'm just doing a more advanced design so that I can show you guys how to use the tools a little bit better. But yeah, it can literally just be like a cylinder on top of another cylinder. That's fine. As long as you guys are just like getting practice, just like feeling like a feel for the proportions and just a feel for like 3D tools, right?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
okay, so you after you finish the sketch, right? This is the part where you click the sketch mark, right? And then you see how like it's like this gray part right over here, right? So if you click this
Yeah.
gray part, it becomes an orange face. And right now I'm using the loft tool, but I'll just use the extrude tool because that's like the easiest way to create a 3D tool. But you see how the face is orange now? So when I click the extrude tool, right, it allows me to just like kind of like bring it into the third dimension just by like I don't know how else to describe it except for just like
Okay. I understand. Thank you.
extruding it. Yeah. Sorry.
And also, how do you merge it? The
What
merge
do you mean
tool,
merge?
like the merge it into the different object, like circle to square.
Okay. That's using the loft tool, right? So
Oh, that's loft. Okay.
yeah, you
Yeah,
click
then
the
I
loft
get it.
tool.
Thanks.
So you click the
Did you
circle.
did you mean on the extrudes when you like click the merge with all? Is that what you're talking about? Or you like
Yeah,
which?
that with the
Oh, okay.
extrude.
Oh, okay. That's not the loft tool then. It's my bad. So that one, the merge with all, like usually, like errors come up when you're trying to like remove part of an object using like the remove tool. So if you just click the merge with all, right, that essentially just means that the remove that
Where's the
you're
merge with all?
let me just show you real quick. So once again, I'm going to use the extrude tool, right? Uh, I don't know if there's going to be an instance like right now to like actually use it, but the merge with all button is right here. So like let's just say if I wanted to go back and I wanted to like make like a big cut with like this cylinder, right? Remove. Since I can, if it gives an error, right, I can always just click merge with all, and then it'll like merge with all parts, and then I'll like get rid of it.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
No problem. Alright. Now for plane 2, right? I'm gonna make a sketch of a bigger circle. So I'm just gonna like get the center of this circle in. But since the loft tool is weird, I'm gonna like get rid of this smaller circle within. Because I don't think the loft tool allows you to have like any faces inside of the face that you're selecting. So if I do loft again, like that, it's a little bit wacky. I'm gonna change the dimensions a little bit. Actually, no, I can make this work. Okay. So kind of like the hard part of the hammer is already done. So I'm just gonna work on making the easier part of the hammer. So this is my reference right here. Right. I already made like the head of the hammer, right? So all I need to do is just make a cylinder for like the pole of it, and that's about it. But I'm gonna make it a little bit more fancy because we have a lot of time. My bad. Here. First of all, just to make it a little bit nicer, I'm gonna make like a trapezoid shape, just so that it fits and like it flows a little bit better into the handle, right? And once again, this could be like any dimensions that you guys really want, but I'm just gonna make them clean dimensions, cleaner dimensions. I also don't be afraid of using constraints, like using the tangent tool to make sure arcs are like they look good. Because if you don't use the tangent tool, like some parts might look a little bit off. Might have been a bad explanation, but yeah. Sorry. So now that I have that like kind of like trapezoid shape in, I'm just gonna use the extrude tool, and then I'm gonna click symmetric to make sure. Okay. Like the difference between symmetric and not having it symmetric is that like when it's not symmetric, it's only extruding in one direction. But if I click symmetric, right, it's extruding in both to the left of the plane and into the right of the plane as well. Make that one, and just like that, kind of flows a little bit better into the handle. All right, and then now it's time to make the handle. So there's two ways I can make the handle. I'm just gonna turn off all the planes for now except for top, front, right. I could either make the handle directly from the face of this object, but just like for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna make it on the top plane and extrude it down. So I'm gonna turn off. Wait, not yet. Alright, I'm gonna start the sketch. I'm gonna use this face right here so I can just get the dimension. And I'm gonna turn off part 1 just for visibility, right? I'm just gonna make a circle that fits in. And then just like that, I am going to go like that. And this is where like the merge all tool comes into place. Because now I have this handle, and it's like, but the thing is it's making a new part, and you can tell because like it's a different color from the hammer head, right? The pole is a different color from the hammer. So I can go to, okay, so right now you guys can see it's making a new part, right? What I want to do like right now is just add it. Does someone have a question?
Yeah, it keeps on deleting my stuff. I extruded something and then I moved on to the sketch to extrude something else, and then it just deleted my extrude.
It's a weird issue.
Like what happened is that I extruded it, and then I wanted to extrude more, so I clicked sketch 1, and then what happened is it took me back to the home page, right? And then I wanted to extrude something, but it didn't show me my extruded thing, the first thing that I extruded.
Okay, wait, that's kind of weird. Do you want to present your screen really quickly to see? Because I just have trouble understanding it.
Are you clicking the green check mark after you do the extrude, or you're not? Is that could be a mistake? Okay.
Oh yeah,
But you
yeah.
are,
Check that. Check the green check mark if you aren't.
you have to, if you want to extrude a second thing, you have to make a separate extrude. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Can you just go to your Onshape really quickly?
Sorry?
You were presenting your screen, right?
Oh, well, okay, yeah, sure. I'll present my screen.
Oh.
Share window, share this window. You see this, right? Then I click sketch 1, and then I want to extrude this rectangle.
Oh,
So
okay.
then I go to this extrude thing, and then it just shows me this. And then I want my other parts back. So then I click sketch 1, but then it just deletes my extrude.
Okay, so you need to be clicking the check mark when you extrude. So wait, like click the check mark for sketch 1.
Check mark.
Go to
It's just on.
go to extrude 1. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I think you might have not. You might have clicked something that doesn't exist. Like you might have clicked an unclosed shape. Like you see how you just you're just extruding the line when it isn't closed.
Which one?
Like you're extruding like the edge of your sketch. You're not extruding like.
Give me a second. So
Close the
what I
rectangle
do is I
first.
have to click this, and then I have to click extrude.
Yeah, you see how that's a proper like rectangle instead of just like having the edge of like the spike.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means like that's like a closed object. Go back to your sketch.
Sketch 1.
Close the rectangle that you have. Like just like put like a line from up to down.
Oh,
Like you
this?
see, yeah, on the left side, just like close it up. Okay. And yeah, click this. Click. Oh, I think something was wrong because I think somewhere something in that part isn't connected. So just like check, let's zoom in and like check the joints or
Like
like the
that?
dots. I'd say like scroll in on the dots to make sure that both lines
That?
are nah. The dots above.
Yeah. What I did was I clicked on the dot. So I'm pretty sure they're all connected.
Just like you just like zoom into those because if it was connected, then if it was connected, yeah, right there, yeah,
So that was the problem.
that should be the problem. Zoom in on it.
So I'm pretty sure then that's also a problem.
No, that
Copy
one
that
doesn't seem to
over.
be a problem.
Okay,
That's
that's
just
fine.
one thing.
So, because I had just mirrored this over.
Oh, something weird might happen. Alright, okay.
Extrude this, and then oh,
Yeah, now your whole shape is able to be extruded.
okay, yeah. But what if I didn't like the rectangle?
You could
So can I
always
just
just
like
like
one and it?
you can go back to sketch one and fix it, and like sometimes it would be able to keep up and like change what
Oh, and
what
yeah, and
the
also,
final
how
thing
do I
looks like.
delete this? I want to change it to a cylinder, so how do I delete it?
You can like delete the extrude, like
Huh?
delete the extrude. Like, what are you trying to delete? The rectangle?
Yeah, the rectangle. I want to turn it into a cylinder.
Okay. Just delete that extrude. I
Wait,
believe it
how?
was like extrude 5 or something.
No, I think it was extrude 2. Nope, it
Yeah, that's
was
just like the side of it.
3. Yeah, I think it was extrude. No, it was extrude 4. No, 5. Yes, I'm pretty sure that was 5.
Okay. So, okay, get out of extrude 5 right now. So like, just click the check mark. Click extrude 5 once. Don't double click it, and then click backspace. Yeah, and that gets rid of it. And you can use that to just delete extrudes.
Then extrude 2.
Also, if the extrudes are red, that means that there's something wrong. So just like get rid of those as well.
Oh, okay, I just deleted my extrude. Okay, thanks. Bye.
No problem.
Not leave. Not leave, but like,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Let me go back. So yeah, there's my hammer. If I wanted to like add some extra stuff, I could do some fillets on the edges to make it look a little bit more like a hammer. Oh, if you guys get that with your fillet, it just means that it doesn't mean you did anything bad. It just means that like you're filleting away so much to the point that there's nothing left, and it just doesn't allow you to do that. So that's fine. I believe that was 0.2. Check that. I'm gonna do a small fillet here. Perfect. That looks cool. I'm gonna do a couple more fillets. Sharp one. Whoa, that looks cool. Oh, it's red, so that means I did something wrong. Let's try to see if clicking less things helps. Oh. And then just to finish off, I'm gonna like add a bigger base to the handle. And then 1.6 just for even dimensions, and it's already on the add part. And just like that, I have a hammer. Perfect. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. I'm gonna give you guys like around like 12ish minutes to just like play around with like all the stuff that I talked about today. And after that, I'm gonna introduce one of your next projects. So we didn't really have anything like due, like any like specific homework, but just like this one isn't too bad. So just like submit whatever you have by like next lesson, just so that we can see like what you guys like current progress is with like 3D tools or 2D tools, and like we just know that where you're at. Okay, so just like take a screenshot of it, and that should be fine. Alright. Me and John will be here for questions, but yeah, I'm gonna give you guys till like 7:50 to just like work on your hammer, and then I'm gonna introduce your last project. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, it's fine. Does someone have a question? Does someone have a question?
Yeah, so on Onshape, I got all the way up till the part where you have the hammer, the actual part where you hit the hammer with. So that part I didn't quite understand because like I put the circle and now I can't loft it because I don't have a circle for some reason.
Okay, okay. Do you want to present your screen so I can just work with you through it?
Sure, yeah.
Oh. Alright, don't mind what I'm presenting. I'm just like playing around with Onshape. Oh, three people have questions. Okay.
So I just got on Unship. I click on create, and what do I click on next?
Okay. So we went over this in like one of the first lessons, but so you want to create a document and then name it whatever, right? So like just testing two, right?
What?
Testing two, right? So that's how you get to this area. But I don't have the time to go through like the basics entirely right now, so I just recommend watching the first couple of lessons on YouTube that we have posted on the STEM Power YouTube channel. Alright, Drew, are you presenting
Yeah,
presenting your screen now? Alright, cool. Okay, so you got to this point, right?
yeah. Now here you can see there's no circle.
Okay, can you go to your extrude for that circle?
Yeah, I did. And this is what
Yeah,
happened.
but where like do you remember what extrude is? Like click that shape right now.
I think it's extrude 7.
Extrude 7. Double click it. Double click it.
Oh,
Double click the extrude. Double click the extrude. So you can go into it. Yeah, for this one, it's because you clicked the edge. So see where it says edges of sketch 4?
Yeah.
So click an X on that. Yeah. Delete the edges of sketch 4. Yeah, delete that. Now go back to the circle and click the circle that you have in the hammer.
That?
Yeah. Uh don't click the edge. Don't click the edge. Don't click the edge.
You see how it says solid and surface at the top? You have to click solid.
Oh wait, is that the only thing? Oh,
Yeah. Hit
right
the
under
right
extrude 7. Right under extrude 7. Oh
and
yeah.
then merge with the alt, I think. Oh, click add and
Click
then merge
that.
with alt. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
But then once I do this, check,
check it.
right?
You got a full circle.
Now, how do I put a loft to this? How do I loft it?
Okay, how do you loft it now? Okay, let me just work with you on this.
Or like this. I'll just do this. Loft, and then this, and then this, and then conditions true. This is oh!
Okay, so do you remember
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah. You got it?
Yep.
Alright, that's perfect. Yeah.
It was because like my thing wasn't solid. Otherwise, I got everything else.
Perfect. I believe someone else had a question. Yeah. Uh,
So on the iPad, I tried to get it on the front page. It wouldn't let me.
I'd recommend not doing Onshape on an iPad or iPhone. I'd recommend doing it on a computer with a mouse or a computer with trackpad, because I'm not really sure how you can do a majority of the stuff that we're doing right now on iPad. I'm sorry.
So can I do it on my school computer?
Yeah, you should be able to do it on your school computer. I don't believe Onshape is a blocked website, so yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. I believe someone other than him had a question. Let me just see if I can like check the question log.
I think it was Faraj. I'm not sure how to say.
Oh, Faraj. Do you still have a question, or were you able to figure it out?
I don't see him in the meeting.
He might have left then. But, that's fine. Oh yeah, I kind of got a bit off track, but this is just like something for you guys to work on in the background. But now that you guys have like a decent grip on like understanding 3D tools, right? Uh, oh yeah, personal project right here. So right here we have a personal project. So for this one, for this project, right, similarly to the hammer, you guys aren't gonna have any dimensions, but you guys can always look up dimensions if you want to, just for like help with proportions and stuff. But um, for this project, right, essentially what you guys are gonna do is just like find an object or just like something that you want to make in 3D. So like I don't know, like a pair of headphones, a water bottle, Nintendo Switch, like a book. I'm just like naming things around me, but like you guys can do like really anything that you want. So first of all, this is kind of a little bit of homework, but just like fill out the Google form that we have for just like under the personal project by like next week so that we know that you guys are like interested in like actually doing the project. But like it's really quick. It takes like 2 seconds. It's just tell us what you're gonna make just so that we know. And then over the course of the rest of the time that we have together, which I believe is like 2 or 3 more lessons, just you're gonna have time outside of class. You're gonna have time inside of class. Like if you finish anything early, just like work on this one project and just